All right, we're getting ready to go live. All right. All right, guys. Hope y'all guys can see this well. But we get ready to start. All right, all right, all right. Hope everybody can see. Make sure nothing shifted up. All right, so tonight, let's turn this down. So tonight we're going to talk about mindset development and how that looks for you. Now, there's a lot of things, couple things we're going to talk about tonight. So I want to go ahead and get started. But before I get started, one of the things I want to talk to you about is, we got a couple of events coming up. October 14th, please go and register for that. Go ahead and get your tickets. Do it because they told you that you could not. So we want to talk real quick tonight about mindset shift. Now, what I was talking about is changing the story that's within. Now, a lot of people, they have this misconceived story about themselves. It's something that they believe, something that happened in their past. So they got this thing about them that they live in the past. So how do we work past that, right? A lot of people have different talks, and it's just a bunch of fluff to me. And so I wanted to break it down, some things that I've used to make that shift for myself. And I hope this glare isn't too bad. I hope you can see it. So guys, let me know. I want to make sure that you can see it. Give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know. For those on the webinar, please chat. Let me know. I want to make sure that everyone, because you got some people may be Facebook live in this, some people on YouTube, some people actually in the chat. I don't know. But what I want to make sure is that everyone can see this. There's not too much of a glare. If I got to move it, I got to move it. I don't care. But I need to make sure this gets out tonight. So when we start talking about the past, that's the middle thing. Everyone lives in the past, right? Everyone lives in the past. Now, we are some very unique creatures in this way because we are the only creatures, right, that live in our past. Now, certain animals have instinct. They learn on their past. Those instincts are passed forward. That makes sense. So there's certain things that happen to us that we said, man, based on what happened in my past, I don't want to do X, Y, Z, right? And one of the things you want me to change that a little bit, I want to make sure you get me here. One of the things you got to ensure is that you don't live in your past because the past is over. We are creatures that we're stuck in the present, the right now. What is it right now that you need to do to make that shift? So let's look. So you got your past, you got your present, and then you got your future, which your present is today. That's your today, right? So let's say you got a divorce. Somebody walked out on you. Someone left you. Someone did you wrong. Someone cheated you. I remember not too long ago, and I remember this guy like it was nothing. I'm not going to say his last name, but his first name was Frank. And we was in middle school, right? I didn't realize I was still holding on to this thing, right? So there was an assignment that needed to be handed in. And it was basically all the presidents. We had to write all the presidents up to their current date. And the lady back during this time, there weren't really no computers and printers like that. Well, I'm gonna say they had printers, but I wasn't at luxury to be able to afford it. The life I came from, my mother couldn't afford to have a computer nor a printer. So the only thing we had was a typewriter. So just imagine when you make a mistake on a typewriter, you got to start all over, right? There was no whiteout, right? So I go to the library because I'm not going to do this all over, but I went to the library, get all these cassette tapes, right, were all the presidents. I had to fast, play, pause, get the information about each president. Made this nice, got the construction paper and everything. And I hope he's looking at this because I still remember it. It hurt me like a dog. It really did. So I did all this work to it. Came to school ready because this is my social studies class. I got to pass this class. Miss Kennedy, the lady was teacher's name, mean as hell, right? Did not like her, and I think she didn't like me, right? So I get this stuff. I got this stuff in my book bag. I'm talking good. I'm proud about my work I did. I said, man, I got to go to the bathroom. I go and walk to the bathroom. All right. Came back. Guess what? My book bag, somebody was rummaging through my book bag. Guess what's missing? My assignment, right? I got to the point I didn't want to let no one leave that room until I got my work. Long story short, I had to wind up doing it. I made a big fuss. I cried about it. It hurt me so bad. I put so much work into it. Didn't put as much work the second time, but I never forget later on, I talked to Frank. Frank admitted he did it, but it was too late. It was years later, and I still had that on me. I said, man, you know, I don't like Frank to this day. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of us that's like that. Somebody did something to us in our past. We live in the past. You got women. You talk to some women, the first thing they want to tell you is what happened in their past and how someone did them, and they know this about a man, and they know this, and they know that. They don't know nothing. You know, they know, only thing that they know is about their past experience. And that past experience is not a precursor to tell you what your future is, but a lot of people live in their past and they wonder why their present is all, it could never be what they want it to be. And it never, and their future never grows. Your future is to come, but because you're living in your past and you live in your past to the point your present is predicated off your past, your future never changes. So you think just because of your past, you automatically gonna be a revolving door. So if this happened to me 10 years ago, there's a very good chance it's gonna happen to me again. And those things like that, this is mess up the whole psyche of people, right? So there's a difference between eyesight and mindsight, right? So your mindsight, right, or your mindset, I call it mindset, mindsight, because our minds operate on what we see, right? Because when we see something, we oftentimes think it's what? It was aside a little bit. Oftentimes when we see something, we think that that's what it is, right? Well, it can be oftentimes the opposite. Believe in half, you know, believe in none of what you hear and half of what you see, because even the eyes can be tricked, right? So let's talk about it a little bit. Eyesight versus mindset or mindsight. I'm gonna say mindsight, not set. Mindsight. Because our mindset, our mindsight should be set to our future. What is to come of us? We got to think of positive affirmations. Think positive, right? But you're saying, oh, come on, crap, dude. I don't hear none of that positive crap. That stuff don't work. I've been thinking positive a very long time, and things have not shifted in my way because you don't even believe what you're thinking. Now, how can that be? People really don't believe in what they think sometimes. Just because you say something doesn't mean you really truly believe in it. Do you hear what I'm saying? Just because you say it because you saw it in a book, just because you say it because you saw a video or positive affirmation video, does not mean you truly believe it. That's when you got the faith aspect of it. A lot of people say you got to have faith, but at the same time, if you want to put faith into the equation, faith without works is dead. What are you doing? What are you putting in the work? Because if you just look in the past, you're saying, well, why should I do something different? Because if I do something different, it's going to be the same thing anyway. See, you may believe that there's a possibility for you to have a better future, and most of us don't. Hear me out. Most of us don't. We don't dream anymore because we think that if we dream about the future and we think about great things, what if it doesn't come to fruition? Does that mean we're a failure? Some people, I had a post on Facebook, people were saying, oh, I would do this if I truly knew that I would not fall. Guess what? You're going to fall. You're going to fall. Expected that you fall and you fail. That's what's expected. But the thing about it is, your mind shouldn't be concentrating on failing or falling. Your mind should be concentrating on when you fail, when you fall, how soon can you get back up and try it again? You got to fail yourself forward. You got to fail your way to success. A lot of people are afraid to do that because in the midst, they feel like, well, that means that I'm a failure. I'm a disappointment. No one believes in me. That's bullcrap. And if they do, so what? You got to believe in yourself more than your number one fan. If you're your number one fan, that's awesome. You got to be your number one fan. Mama shouldn't be your number one fan. Daddy shouldn't be your number one fan. Auntie and them shouldn't be your number one fan. You should be your number one fan. You should believe in yourself more than anyone else do. And you cannot base that on your past. This is a time shift, right? Because if we had a past and it did not look right, it didn't do, we saw ourselves not being where we need to be, right? Let's look at what we need to think. What are some solutions that could have changed our past, right? We think, well, what could we have done different? What could we have done different? Well, instead of thinking about what you could have done different, think about what you can do now. Because even if you think about what you could have done different in the past, let me know. Anybody's out there, if you got a deal on a time machine, right? You got a deal, Amazon selling time machines, eBay, let me know. I'll go half in with you, right? There's no time machine. So why think about how you could have done something different in the past? The only thing you can think about, how can I do things what? Today. Today. How can I change today that I can change my future? Because if I'm not too careful, my future is going to be the same thing as my past because I'm predicating everything I think about today based on my past, which nothing I can do about it. I hope that makes sense. So mindset is the future, what you think about it. Eyesight is what you see, right? It's kind of hard to tell someone, hey, it's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. Everything's going to be, oh my God, I'm so happy. Woo! Right? And then you go to your phone, you scroll to that phone, and you look at your bank account, and your bank account is zero. Or even worse, your bank account is negative something. There's a lot of people may be looking at this right now. Your bank account is in the negative. Let's talk about it. That's the stuff people don't talk about. We want to get people pumped up. You might have just went to a seminar. You might have just went to a talk and you've seen it. But when you get home, reality sets in. That's your eyesight. What you seeing going around you. You know, I remember going to an event one time just to get pumped up. You know, being one of those motivational junkies, right? I wanted to get pumped up. Woo! On top of my seat, yeah! Pointing and stuff. But when I came home, guess what? My power was off. My water was shut off, right? Never forget it. Never, ever forget it. One of my friends, he was I don't want to put him out there, but one of my friends, real close friend, really cared about me. Me and him had a real good relationship. He came and illegally turned my water back on. Illegally turned my electricity back on, right? I was going through a situation, but he was there for me and told me, man, look, it don't matter what happened in the past. It don't matter who supports you, who don't support you. What are you going to do now to change your future that you never have to be this way, right? I shared a story with somebody. I mean, they were laughing and tearing up. I told them about another situation. I said, man, you know, sometimes we live above our means, right? We look at our past. You talk to anybody, you go to a prison, or you go to a network marketing company, you go anywhere. You're always going to be that one person. Well, back in the day, I used to have this. Back in the day, I used to drive this. Back in the day, I used to live in Buckhead, all the big buildings. Back in the day, I used to have a big house. It called me so back in the day. But what are you doing today? We're not living in the past because I can't live in a house that I had back in the day. I only can live in the house I have today, right? If I don't have the house today, I can't live in it today, and I can't go back to live in a house I don't own or paying for, right? But people always got a tendency to talk about what they had back in the day, right? What do you have now? Back in the day means nothing now, right? So you think about it for a second. Our eyesight is what tells us what is here, what is present, and it also makes us think that that's ultimately going to be our future, right? Because if you're broke, destitute, no money in the bank, everything's at whim, right? It's hard for you to believe that your future is going to be bright. But let me share this story with you. I'm sitting up here. I got my family. I'm sitting up here, broke, busted, and disgusted. You know, the person I'm with at the time was my wife. I'm saying, man, you know, I can't let this ride. I can't do it. I got to put down my pride and know what I had to do. I think I had approximately $50, right? $50 to my name. I went upstairs. I got me a little clipboard, some pieces of paper. I went out the house. Where you going? I'm going. I got to handle something real quick. I went out there, went to the first pawn shop that I could find. The first pawn shop I could find, y'all. I went there. I saw a lawnmower. I said, I know in my mind, I said, man, I got to make something happen. I used to have the Escalade. I used to have the Mercedes. I used to have the big house. I used to have all that. But right now, I don't got that right now. I barely got rent money. I barely got the people trying to look. They're looking for my truck. They're looking for my car right now. So I don't have nothing today. So I can't base on my past. So now what I got to do? I go to the pawn shop. I said, man, look, I need lawnmower 65, only got 50. I said, look, man, all I got is 50. Can you let me get it for 40? I still got to get gas in this doggone truck I got here. Plus, I got to get gas for lawnmower. Man, look, well, you know, hey, bro, I need this. Long story short, I got that. I go out there. First day, I made $200-300 cutting grass, right? It goes to show you, I didn't give up. I didn't give up. Now, it took a lot out of me to put my pride down, to go ahead and cut grass. I want to turn into a little business. And I also learned some things in the process, because in the process of doing that, I want to learn a little bit about real estate, right? But if I let my past say, oh, I don't want people to know that I got to do this because my pride today is too big. My ego is too big today because based on my past, I was the man. Well, you're not the man or the woman today. So you got to go through some trials and tribulations to get to the point where you need to be. That's why you can't live in your past. You don't know what you're stopping yourself from getting because you're living in your past and not your present, right? So at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through, you got to know in your heart of hearts, your mind of mind, that at the end you're gonna win, no matter what, right? That's the mindset. That's the mindset. Lord, I don't got 5 cents to my name. Lord, I'm about to do. None of this is working out, but guess what? I gotta have I know that this is what I'm seeing, but I gotta know in my mind somehow it's gonna work out. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know it's gonna work out. So whoever's down with me to ride with me during this season of despair, the season of discomfort, that's who I need to be with, because those people are going to support me in what I'm doing, right? So when you got the eyesight, there's a couple things you got. Lost a job. People lose their job all the time, right? Lose their job, they lose focus, right? I can't do this, man. I lost one thing that I thought I was good at. They fired me, so what? They're going to fire you. Working on somebody else's dream anyway. Go work for yours. Either way you look at it, you're gonna suffer, you're gonna hurt, it's gonna bother you either way. Whether you work for somebody or you work for yourself, it's still gonna be a struggle. You choose what struggle you want. It's a 50-50 chance. Just like you can't pay your bills with the job, guess what? You probably might still not be able to pay your bills with creating your own business as being an entrepreneur. But guess what? It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Right? Because I'd rather struggle doing me than be struggling doing someone else. Period. Point blank. There's no exception to it, right? So lost a job, death. When I lost my mom March 26, 2009, it devastated me. It devastated me. Big time. Not even going to even try to play with it. It devastated me, right? I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't want to think about no business, and every business idea, I never put my mind into it, really. Had a vending business, went under. You know, all the business I thought went under because my mind wasn't in it. My mind was in it because I was distracted. Right? And that's what we talk about. A lot of times distractions come in the way and distracts you from your purpose, from what you're supposed to be doing. Right? So let's talk about it. Business and life. Man, life gonna hit you. And life gonna hit you hard. Life gonna hit you frequently. Right? So when those things happen and you seeing that, you saying, damn, this looks just like my past. Ain't nothing gonna change. How am I gonna overcome this? How can I overcome this? Right? So if you're in a season where nothing is growing, right? Because I would tell people like this. It's like this. I don't care how old you are. You can be 21, 22, 35, 50, 60, or 80 years old. You can be 101 years old. But I promise you this. Every year that you've been here on this earth, there's been a season. There's been a season. Do you understand what I'm saying? There has been a season, right? So if there's been a season of winter, fall, spring, and summer, every year of your life has always been. Some will be shorter, some will be longer. So if there's a season every year, why not think that you might be in a season that nothing grows? You might be in a winter right now. It's not springtime. It's not springtime right now, right? You're in a winter. But guess what? The winter ain't going to last forever. I don't care what in the hell you're looking at. I don't care what you face against. You ain't going to be broke forever. You're not going to not have a job forever. You're not going to not have your business forever. You're not going to just be sitting there not making no money as an entrepreneur forever. You got to figure it out. Okay, I know it's going to work out. So what can I rely on in the meantime to make things happen for me? Because I can't dwell on something I can't change. I can change now because I'm here. We're creatures and we're stuck in the present. We can't go in the future. We don't have a time machine. We can't go in the past. We're stuck in the present. So the only thing that we can change is this moment. That's why when I tell people always gotta tell, I'm gonna do it someday. You don't even know if you're gonna be here someday, but you know about today. You know about today. I can go left, I can go right today. I don't know if I can go left or right tomorrow. I don't know if I can go left or right 2 weeks from now. I might not even be here. So why would I put off something that needs to be done today? It's never a good time to do anything. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's never a good time to do anything. Just do it now. Nike figured it out. Why can't you? Don't wait to start your business 2 years from now. Well, I'm going to wait to get some more money. You're never going to have enough money. You're going to do it now anyway. When you like the resources, get resourceful, right? Get resourceful. Don't be afraid, right? Because of what you see. Your eyesight telling you everything's all messed up. I don't have no money. I'm broke. Same story. Everyone has it. Every entrepreneur out there has that story. The story of struggle and strife. Some of them quit. They never stayed in there to watch all the seasons come, right? They were in the winter and they quit during the winter, right? They didn't keep going. So they didn't see spring. They didn't see fall. They didn't see the summer because they gave up. So the seeds that they sowed, right, they never reaped the harvest. Because guess what? If you plant some seeds now, right, and you're waiting, but you're not patient enough and you leave it, somebody else will walk right in there, and the seeds that you sowed, they're gonna sow their own seeds, and they're gonna reap your harvest and theirs too. Because you went off your eyesight instead of your mind. It's impossible. It's impossible for you to do the right things for a period of time and nothing positive comes of it. It's impossible. Right? It's just the world doesn't work that way. Because the world, let me tell you, this place that we stay in works very simple. Whatever you put into it is what you're gonna get out. Right? You put nothing, you get nothing. Right? You lie, cheat, steal, that's what you're gonna get in your life. Because that's what you're sowing, that's what you're putting in there. It does not care what you sow, what seeds you put down. It does not care what you sow. If you crazy enough to plant poison ivy in your garden, I promise you it will grow. It may hurt you as it grows. It may bring a lot of pain to you as it grows, but guarantee you it will grow. And you will reap the harvest of what you planted. So whether good, bad, or indifferent, whatever you sow, so shall you reap, right? That's point blank, period. Don't care how you look at it. That's what it is. If you want to reap the harvest, you got to be willing to stay there long enough. You can't sow the seeds and run off and try the next thing. I see so many people, they're never consistent with everything, right? Yeah, it may be painful when you're doing one thing for a long period of time and you don't see the results in it. I understand. I've been there, done it, got 12, 13, 15, 100 t-shirts possibly, right? On that same scenario. It's hard to keep on doing something and it seems like it's not paying off, right? But the question is, how far are you willing to go to reap your harvest? Nelson Mandela believed in something so strong, he's willing to give his life for it. How many of us out there, true entrepreneurs, are willing to go to that extent? Meaning that you're willing to give the next 20, possibly 30 years of your life to this. People give 40, 50 years of their life to a company in hopes to retire. And then wind up retiring, 401k gone, IRA gone. We'll devote that because that's what we've been conditioned to think. It's okay to give your life to someone else and let them be the master of your sales. It's okay to do that, but when it comes to you, you're afraid, right? Is it because you're afraid if you're not willing to work, put forth the work? Are you afraid they're gonna make excuses? You know, people always say, well, I forgot. I hate that. I really do. There's so much technology today, there's no reason to forget anything. Right? So as soon as you get a piece of information, you put it in your calendar. So how did you forget? You don't hold yourself accountable, but you want to hold other people accountable. Right? And that's one of the things we got to work past and understanding how we're going to change our life story if we don't hold ourselves accountable. Right? Because we all want to hold other people accountable for other things. We want to give like I had in another talk, I said a guarantee, 30-day guarantee. If it don't work in 30 days, guess what? I want my money back, right? So what if you don't work in 30 days, why should somebody pay you? Entrepreneur, why should somebody pay you, right? This is shifting your mind and understanding where you're going wrong. There are things that are going to happen. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur or you're a regular person. What are you going to do? This right here, I call it the circle of life. You go from your past, your present, to your future, right? This right here, your past is not a direct representation of your future. Your future is dependent upon you and how you look at things, right? So you got this lock right here, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers you need to unlock it. This is where we lose. Our people perish because lack of knowledge. Think about it for a second. Our people perish for lack of knowledge. Think about it. If you need 5 numbers to unlock a lock, and you missing one digit, erase that right there. You missing one digit, you can't unlock it. Not by reasonable means, right? If that lock is meant for you to open, and reasonable means you're supposed to have a combination and get it, you cannot open that lock. That's the same thing in our minds. Because when we lack certain devices and certain coping mechanisms, right? Because this right here, what I'm talking about, this is what differentiates winners from losers. See, the winners can cope. They have the emotional intelligence, emotional IQ to know that I cannot live in my past. I am the master of my sales. I need to be in the present so I can have a better chance of living the future that I want and see for myself. That's emotional IQ. Let's go further. They understand how to deal with homelessness, loss of job, death, business, adversity. Right? To sum it up, they know how to handle adversity, because in life, it's not a matter of what happens to you. And this is the part that sucks. In life, it doesn't matter what happens to you, right? And it makes you feel vulnerable to say that. In life, it does not matter what happens to you, but it's a matter of how you handle what happens to you. That differentiates winners from losers. So understand this concept that I'm talking about right now. No matter what you are doing, no matter what you're going to do, you got to know I got combinations. I don't know how many combinations you may have. Some people may think that they need 4 more numbers when they only need 1 more number. But if you don't have that 1 number, you'll never open up the lock. You'll never open up to your true passion and purpose in life. Now, a lot of people say, well, how? What's the how? So this is my belief on it, right? This is my belief. And I go to the grave with it. I believe that everyone knows their purpose. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I stand on it. I think you were born knowing your purpose. Things in life happens to us during the course of everything that kind of takes us off balance, and we don't have a connection of ourselves, being self-aware of who we are and what we want. But at the end of the day, I believe, I'm going to say I know, this is what I feel in my heart, that we all know our purpose, but some of us fail to realize it, right? Because, I'll give an example, a 10-speed bike. I always use this example to explain this. A 10-speed bike. You know you got a 10-speed bike, and you paddling, and there's a hill coming up. If you do not realize that you need to switch gears, guess what? You're going to want to walk in that bike up that hill, right? So knowing and realizing are 2 different things. You know it. There's something that you do that no one else can do quite the way you do. Something that you love more than anything. That I promise you. There's a lot of people that do speaking. There's a lot of people that write books. But I operate my own. I believe that no one can do it the way I can do it. That is what makes me unique. Because the way I'm able to communicate and connect with people is different than Tony Robbins or Les Brown or Eric Thomas, right? I don't care about them. They're not my competition. They're operating in their own lanes like I'm operating in my lane, because there's people that will never connect with them. And there's people that will never ever connect with me, but there's some people that only want to connect with me that may not want to connect with these other individuals, and vice versa. People connect with different people for different reasons, right? I came from a different era. I came from a different place. I'm not afraid to talk about that. And I like to keep it real. I don't like to have all the fluffery and whimsical stuff. That's not my character, right? Because I know people are in pain and they're suffering and don't have a way out. And a lot of it has to do with the way they think. A lot of us think wrong. That's what I discovered in my journey, because I thought wrong, right? You want to change your financial future? How about working on your credit, right? How about working on your credit? Everybody wants to do things. You want to be an entrepreneur. Let me tell you some pivotal steps, entrepreneurs out there. You want to be an entrepreneur, first things first. You want to be an entrepreneur? Why don't you go and get incorporated with the state, right? Be a legal entity within your state. That's 1. 2, after you do that, go and open up a bank account that someone can write your company a check. 3, get your EIN. Well, you gotta have your EIN number before you get the bank, but get your EIN number. That's the easiest thing you can do. You go online and get your EIN number for your company, right? Then get your DUNS number. DUNS number allows you to compete for governmental grants and stuff like that. Get your DUNS number so you can be able to compete. You're a minority, you can get all types of grants. You can get all types of funding for you come just being a minority-owned business, right? There's things our people perish lack of knowledge. We don't do the research. You're an entrepreneur. When's the last time you've been to the SBA, Small Business Administration meeting? When's the last time you went into a meetup group to socialize with other people that may be a potential client or customer for you? When's the last time that you actively went out and really try to solicit your business using YouTube and Facebook and different things, right? You can't keep doing the same things and expecting your future to be different. Your future will repeat itself as if it was your past because you haven't changed, right? So let's talk about, right? 50 to 10, the same today. So 20% is mindset, right? 20% of what you do, 20% of how you think is going to determine 80% of what you do. Did you hear that? 20% of how you think, right here is mindset, is going to determine 80% of what you do. So if you're thinking wrong, guess what's going to happen? You're going to do wrong, right? Nothing's going to really make sense to you because you're thinking wrong. The 20% that causes the bulk of the action and what you do is going to be lost because you're not thinking the correct way. Mindset is not a gimmick. It's not some whimsical stuff that people just talk about. The way that we think in business determines our success in it, right? And I got to be serious because I see a lot of entrepreneurs out there, people that want to be, that real good, talented people right now that are suffering. They're quitting their business. Our economy needs businesses. We're growing in small businesses, especially minority-owned businesses. We need to keep our businesses alive, but we don't understand what we need to do. And part of it is thinking a certain way, right? Part of it is thinking a certain way and investing in the right things, right? It's not stupid to spend money to go to a seminar to listen to other people. A lot of people think they know it all. It's not stupid to buy a book because you got to learn. You're not going to just stop putting yourself in this way of thinking where you accidentally stumble upon something. Well, I stumbled upon how to write a book. I stumbled upon, how to make money as an entrepreneur. You can't keep stumbling. One of these days you're going to stumble and you're going to fall and you might not be able to get up. You got to do research. If you don't understand what it is you need to do, right? Get around people that do. Understand it might be uncomfortable to get around other people that may seem a little bit more versed and educated in a particular area that you're not. But that's what you need in order to grow, because if you're comfortable, you're never going to grow. It's the saying that says if you're the smartest person in your group, guess what? You need to find a new group. You cannot just be comfortable. Take control of your time. So I'm going to get ready to end this real quick. Take control of your time. Your time is your most valuable asset, right? Because we're talking about past, present, and future. It all has everything. It's like a clock. It has everything to do with time. Your time. Money is not your most valuable asset. Your time is your most valuable asset. You go out here, hit somebody, texting or something, vehicular homicide. What are they going to do? They're going to take away your what? Your time. They're going to tie your time up in court, and then they're going to tie your time up in prison. You committed a crime, they're going to tie your time up in prison. Because time is your most valuable asset. Without time, because you're sitting in a prison, you can't make money. You can't eat the food you want to eat. But when you got time on your side, you eat what you want to eat. You drive what you want to drive. You live where you want to live. You do what you want to do. Your time is your most valuable asset. But I see so many people walk around, don't even have a calendar. What are you doing tomorrow at 8 o'clock? Could you tell somebody what you're doing tomorrow at 8 o'clock in 2 seconds? I'm talking about the ones that go to work every day, right? I'm talking about those ones. You got people to go to work that still don't got no type of schedule on how they do things, right? Then that's how you become unproductive. So you're entrepreneur, do you know your schedule? What are you doing between 8 and 10:30 tomorrow, right? Because there's certain companies out here, the best and the brightest, the best entrepreneurs out there, they have accountability. They say from 8 to 10:30, I'm on the phone. My team is on the phone, right? And it's nothing about entrepreneurs. Build a team. Build a team. Got to build a team. Align yourself with people that are like-minded, that want the same things that you want, that want to be able to create the same things that you want to create. You have to align yourself with the right people, right? But you also got to take control of your time. Time is a valuable asset. So let's take a couple things from this. We can't live in our past. The only thing we got control of is the present, right? Time is with us, right? Because that's going to let us go to our future. Time is with us. Time is the most valuable asset. We need to build a team. We have to have a strategic alliance. Must have a strategic alliance. Got to have a strategic alliance. You may hire or bring on people on your team is a lot better than you at certain things. That's okay, right? I'm not man, the strangest thing, Julian, my mentor, said this. He said, you know what? It's crazy how people get great at things they hate. Think about that. People get great at doing the things that they hate the most. That's crazy, because guess what? In the midst of that, you're getting good at something you hate. Let me tell you something. I can build any website there is. Do I like building websites? I hate building websites. I hate it with a passion. But when I first got into business, I couldn't afford to pay nobody to do no website for me. So I had to learn how to do it for myself, and I got good at it, right? But I hate doing it. Now, how is that going to serve me, right? Because if somebody can say, well, I want you to do my website, I'm not going to do it. I would charge you too much to build a website for you. I would charge you $1,000 to do a website. I promise you I would. Because I don't want to do it. So I'm going to give you some outlandish price that I know you're not going to be willing to pay me to build a website for you. I said $20,000. People go, oh, I'm not paying you the $20,000. Thank you. Because I didn't want to do it in the first place, right? Because that's not a good measurement of my time. I don't want to build a website. I'm not a website developer, designer, or nothing. I don't want to do that, but I'm good at it. Oh, how many of you guys right now are great at things that you absolutely hate? Think about it. What if we were to get good at the things we love and that we're passionate about? I don't care what it is you do. What it is you do. If you think that you do something and you suck right now, I guarantee if you keep doing it, you'll get better. If you get better, and then you'll become, I also like this, okay, when you first start, you be average. Then your average turns into good. Then your good turns into great. Then your great turns into phenomenal, and then your phenomenal turns into the #1 all-star. You're the best. No one can come close to you, right? Even if you suck at it, because there's skills you got to get, but you got to get educated. And that's what I'm trying to push right now, is for people to get an education when it comes to business. Stop. The target's over there. The target's right there. You got a blindfold and you just pulling, or you just shooting crazy. You can't win like that. Know where your target's at. Be able to aim at your target and know, and that comes through getting an education. I didn't say you have to go to college for those out there. I didn't say you have to go to college here to get an education. There's plenty of seminars and lectures and things that's going on that people that are doing similar things that you're doing, right? That you can put yourself in front of, learn something, take it back, work on it, perfect it for yourself, start working, rising and grinding, right? And then guess what? You start getting good at it yourself, right? Because that's something you love. And if I'm telling you something, something you love, you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. I'm telling you, you'll be one of the best at doing it. You're going to be recognized for doing it, right? Because think about it like this. Anybody can come up with a good idea. Anybody can come up with a great idea, right? That's innovation. Innovation gets rewarded. Listen what I'm saying. Listen, hear this out. Mind hear it. That's my new word. Mind hear it. I need your mind to hear it. Mind hear what I'm about to tell you. Mind hear what I'm about to tell you, right? People get rewarded off of innovation. People get worshiped off of execution. Now, think about it, right? I'm gonna use this as an example, right? This is a football. Should have had a football. Don't got a football. Don't judge me, right? This is it, right? This is football. You got to the NFL. You're supposed to be the smartest guy. You come with all these elaborate plays, right? Hey, this is the play. You're going to go there. You're going to tuck. Then you're going to cut right. And you're going to go across. I'm going to throw the ball to you. Great play. Let's do it, right? You come with all these elaborate plays. But every time, right? Every time, you're the quarterback. Every time, the guy's in a place, but the ball is off. Every time. Let's switch the roles again. Now you just knew you the baddest running back, right? You come on all this play. You tell the team what plays you need to run. Hey man, if you do this right here, I'm gonna catch the ball and make a touchdown. Everybody, you very innovative. You come up with great ideas. Everybody's, yeah, man, yeah. That's your reward. Everyone's happy. You're innovative. Come on, creative. Throw the ball, you drop it. Throw the ball, you drop it. But the guy that comes up with the great idea, that comes up with the innovation, and plus execute, not only he gets rewarded, but he gets worshiped. Everybody understand. Yes! Touchdown! That's my man right there. That's my man because you executed. No one cares about the innovation of the idea. People want to see execution. You got, as an entrepreneur, you got to execute. Not anybody come up with the next app. You come up with the idea. There's people running around right now. Swear to God, they'll tell you. They're telling you right now, Uber stole their idea. Well, why you didn't patent your idea? Since it was your idea, right? No one paid them. They ain't getting a dime because they had the idea. Whoever that founder, I forgot his name, that founded Uber, that started it, that executed it, he's getting worship for it. He's the one that's making the money. He's getting the accolades from it. Not the guy that said, hey, they stole my idea. I never even wrote it down, but I was thinking about it. Mind hear that. Execution pays, man. Execute, not innovation, not a great idea. Everyone has great ideas. But are you executing any of those ideas? And I'm saying that because that's been one of my number one followers. Oh, man, I can come up with some ideas. Woo-hoo-hoo! I can come up with some ideas for you. Oh man, I can throw some ideas, but when you got too many ideas, somebody said that when you got too many options can become a curse in itself. Because when you got too many things out there and none of them add up to anything, right? I don't think there's a bunch of distractions. The example I use is like a lunchroom. Go in a cafeteria and they got a bunch of stations where you can get food, right? And you're in a line and the line is long. So you're in line with your little tray, right? You're like, oh, I'm ready to go. Give me something to eat. Oh, they got some chicken and stuff. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah. Oh, snap. They got, is that turkey over there? So right before you about to get served, you jump out that line to go to turkey. But then when you go to the turkey line, guess what? Turkey line long. Oh, I'm gonna get me some turkey. Then right before you about to get served some turkey, you see some sausage over there. Oh, sausage, you get a line. Now it's another long line. So what happens is you never wind up getting served because you keep jumping from line to line to line to line. And each line you get into, you got to wait your turn. So when you got to wait your turn, by the time you get up there to get your turn, you've already changed your mind and gone another direction. That's what happens to most people in life, especially entrepreneurs. That's what happens to us. We start working on something, it's going good, then it don't work. It doesn't go as fast as we want. Man, you know what? So-and-so invited me to this meeting. Let me go and check that out. Then you go over there. I'm so excited. I'm doing this. Yeah, we're going to make some money. We're going to make some money. Hey! Then that don't go the way you were. You're like, man, I'm tired. And I ain't going wasting my daggone gas to go up there. I'm tired of going on stinking meeting. Somebody will tell you another item. Oh, now look. Now, if you just stuck around and about to launch something that can help you with your business, but right before they launch, guess what you do? Let me go over here and check this out, right? You bump funnel from thing to thing, idea to idea, with no execution, you never get rewarded. You might get the reward, but you never get the worship. You never get the prize. You never get paid for all the time that you put into something because you keep jumping from one thing to another, one thing to another. Hey, guys, this is the one and only Motivational King. Don't believe me? Just keep watching. Hey, guys, please support me. Share this with any entrepreneur that you know. Please, I can't really see if you got any questions right now. Let me see if I can pull up on my phone real quick and see if anybody put any questions. If you got some questions, I'm live still, so I'm going to take some questions. I hate people be up here be all quiet. Ask your question. Ain't nobody going to bite your head off. It's about learning. I'm getting ready to be on Facebook right now. So if you got some questions, let me know. Let me know. If you got some questions. I'm getting ready to be on Facebook. I want to make sure I'm answering these questions for people. This is about learning, man. This ain't about nothing else. It's about learning and taking your life to the next level. So I need to know uh, if you got any questions. Post them on Facebook. Or matter of fact, let me go. Let me see if I can look up on the screen really quick. Do I have any questions? Chat. Let me open my chat. Anybody going to chat with me? Come talk to me. Come on. I know I got all the entrepreneurs up here. I know I got a whole lot more people up here. A whole lot of people up here. So I know somebody got to have some questions about business. Send me something. I'm sweating. Got my little preacher sweat on. Talk to me. Let me know. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to bite you. I promise. I promise I will not bite you. Okay? All right. So let me read this question. So, how do I take my business to the next level if I don't know where to start? Okay. Well, first, text me what is your business? What is your business? Let me know. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So you want to, okay. All right. So you want to open up a coffee shop, right? Make sure. Okay. Coffee shop. All right. So you want to open up a coffee shop, you don't know where to start. So first thing I would do is first you got to do some research. Number one is you got to figure out where is a good location to put a coffee shop that you're not going to have direct competitors to, right? That people, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to have someone competing right away. You can try to grow where you're at. All right. What's near you? Is there a college near you? Are there office buildings near you? Do you even want to have a brick and mortar coffee shop? Right. There's other things you can think about. Maybe you want to do mobile coffee, right? Maybe you could turn the concept what Uber does for people and picking up. You could do like Uber Eats do for food. You can do that for coffee. I don't know. Maybe you can start local. There's all types of software out there. You can get a similar app built where you can have people in office buildings to download this app and you can deliver coffee to them, right? You can be a mobile coffee dispensary or what have you. Getting people hot cups of coffee to their office any part of the day, maybe have specialty coffees. I don't know. Starbucks on wheels. I don't know. But there's all sorts of ideas. So you can look for brick and mortar where you can start. If your question is more, okay, you're talking about revenue, right? So if you're trying to get revenue up, there's one thing, one concept I always tell people about. We don't talk about it much is crowdfunding. That's one way of doing it. Second way is you can have pop-up stuff. A lot of people don't utilize pop-ups enough, where you can just pop up a coffee shop, use someone else for a day, somebody else's shop, and do a pop-up and see how people respond to maybe your particular flavor. Coffee is one of those things that I think a lot of people drink it. It's very lucrative business. Obviously, if these fast food chains and restaurants wouldn't be adding coffee to the menu if it wasn't. So coffee is very lucrative. You got to figure out, do your research on your part and figure out where is a good market for you as far as location. If you want to have a brick and mortar, or if you're going to do this mobile stuff, what does that look like? If as far as raising money, you can do crowdfunding, or you can do pop-up stuff where you can get a vibe, or maybe a social jazz hour or something to that effect that you can do. So those are some different options. So I saw something else pop up here. Okay. All right. So you want to do, okay. All right. So this person here, I think Cedric, wants to do similar to what I'm doing. I would tell you the first thing, I would think that, let me run here real quick. Be right back, guys. I think the first thing as a coach or consultant, the first thing you got to do is write a book. I think that this here gives you some authority, gives you some authority in the field, whatever it is. I think all people should write a book. And, I'm getting ready to launch that. a course in that, and you can look on my website and you see it. But it is being able to write. I think writing gives you authority in any niche that you choose. If you want to decide to, even coffee, I mean, you can write about coffee, different strands of coffee. It just makes you an authority. If you're the type of person you want to work with law firms or whatever, maybe you can write a book talking about how attorneys can get leads. That can get you possibly in a position where you can go speak before the law association or what have you. So you got to think of creative ways. A great book that I would tell people is by Dr. Thomas Stanley, and it's How to Network with Millionaires and Their Affiliates. And that book talks about just different creative ways on how to network with other people outside traditional way of doing things. Like, for instance, if I'm an insurance agent, I can go to a company and say, "Hey, I want to be your insurance agent, but we already got one. So what's so special about you? Only thing you came is to take my money, right?" But if I say, "Hey, I write let's just say I'm dealing with, and I'm just take this right out the book because I remember reading the book. Let's just say that a deboning. I'm part of what do you call it? The poultry business, right? So I want to sell insurance to the poultry business. People and they have, I'm looking at their publications. I'm seeing, and that's a big thing, getting the publications where people, your ideal client is at, right? So let me explain it to you. So I want to start selling these people in the poultry community, right? These people have these big conventions, right? So then I need to go find a trade magazine or the trade article, wherever they write the articles at, I want to be posted in there, right? Matter of fact, if you actually, because these sometimes it can be some boring industries, right? So they're always looking for a story to put in their publication. So you call the editor and say, "Look, my name is XYZ. I want to figure out how can I, help your community of people, and as you read the articles, you can see what some of the problems could be. The problems could be like there's a new tax coming out that's going to hurt their industry. What do, Mr. Insurance Guy? You want to make some money, right? So the smart thing to do, instead of going and say, "Hey, I want your money," how about you write the senator, congressman, and you talk about how this new legislation is getting ready to get passed is going to hurt this company tremendously, right? It's going to hurt this company. It's going to hurt all these companies tremendously, and these are the people that I serve, right? You send a letter off to the congressman, senator. You also make a copy of the letter, CC it, to the person you want to get their business from, and you say, "Hey, look, I wrote this to say I'm outraged that they're getting ready to impose this tax on you. You see, I wrote Senator so and so. I wrote Congressman so and so. I'm outrageous, and it shows how it affects your industry. I know that your current insurance agent that you're dealing with right now is doing that. So, have a great day." Now, what's going to happen? That person's like, "You know what? He not only writes insurance, but he really gives a damn about what we do. I'd rather have him because he understands our pains, our struggles." That's the connection, not just the communication. I just communicate a message to him. I connected with him and said, "I understand your pains of your industry. Can I get your business?" I already know that the agent you have is doing that, right? I'm being sarcastic, but his agent isn't doing that. The only thing his agent is doing is coming around every so much with his hand out. Don't know what type of litigation, what type of legislation is happening that's affecting that company. He or she has his hand out. I'm gonna get rid of he or she that has his hand out and get the guy that cares about what I do. That's a different type of networking. But if you're trying to be a speaker, I would say, try to get niched. That's one of the things I think when I first started. And I just didn't like being in a box. So I just felt like I can help I believe I can go and help a Fortune 500 company because I'm very observant. And it doesn't take me very long to get a real good snapshot as long as all parties are honest of what's going on. I have a real good knack for understanding how people think and why people do the things they do. And before people tell me things, I'm able to say, "Oh, they did this and did that. I want to bet you did that." And they're like, "Oh, how'd you know that?" I've seen them before. I've seen you before. And when I say I've seen you before, meaning I've seen your personality. I've seen your attitude before. It's nothing new to me. There's always gonna be one. There's always gonna be that person that stands out because you've seen them or you experienced somebody similar to them, right? So first things first, I'll tell you, definitely write a book. You want to be a public speaker, motivational speaker, you want to be a coach, a consultant, write a book. Second thing, I think that is very instrumental in what you're doing, and it's kind of a little bit what my mentors, really perpetuating to us, is you got to create funnels. You got to create systems and things in place so it makes it very easy for people to identify who you are and what you're about and what services that you have to offer, right? Make it very easy. Don't make people really have to think real hard about what they got to get into because it just complicates the situation. You don't want that. All right. So come up with systems and strategies that just makes the buying or the connection experience very easy and transparent. That's what I would tell you where to start. And just get out there and start grinding. When I say grinding, meaning getting up there doing blogs if that's your thing. Everyone has their own different things. So I can't really tell you there's a one way to do it. I believe you should be blogging, right? Do I blog like I'm supposed to? No, I don't. I rather do a video. That's why I do these videos every week. That's my video blog, I call it. I don't just write to write. I write enough, but that's me. That's what works for me. So whatever works for you, you got to trial and error. Do I think you get more business doing blogs? Yes. But I know that videos are just more engaging and you're more able to connect with people on that. All right. So I know I have one more question coming up. I'm getting ready to try to wrap it up. Okay. Now, somebody asked a question about network marketing. They got a travel business. I'm not gonna say the name of the travel business, but they're trying to figure out that something about their sponsor really is not all that perceptive and whatever. Have not been in the business all that long. Upline does not seem to really know what they are doing. All right. So when it comes to network marketing, multi-level marketing, I mean, those can be very good businesses. But not every business for everybody. Best thing I can tell you on that, because I've done my share of networking and stuff like that. So what I would tell you, what I would suggest to you, Christine, is that you got to market your business and you got to get people exposed to your business. And I would tell you in that market, if your company allows it, I don't know what their guidelines are on that. If your company was to allow it, I would tell you to try to use social media to the best of your ability, meaning that you're putting out social media ads to promote your business, right? You're not running no type of business if you're not putting your business in front of where everyone's attention is at. Everyone's attention. So I kind of caveat a little bit, kind of switch gears real quick. I'm gonna come back to you, Christy. Is that one is October 14th, we have the event. That's what I'm gonna be talking about, social media, right? The importance of it, right? So you gotta learn social media. There's universities right now that starting to teach social media. It's that important, it's intricate, right? And a lot of attention is on social media. You're looking at me right now because of social media. All right. So Christy, back to you, Christy. You want to put your business in front of people that are looking for it. I know when I was doing network marketing back in the day, friends and family stuff, and like I said, I don't want to go against what they're telling you to do. By no means or measure, I'm not telling you to do that. But I was telling you, you have to have a mind for yourself and know that I don't care what business it is, network marketing, multi-level marketing, any type of business, you need to put your services, whatever it is you do, your program services, training, whatever it is, you must put it in front of people that are looking for it. All right. If you can have the best tasting water in the world, but it's in the middle of the desert and no one's passing by, they're never going to stumble upon you. Right? Maybe one or two every now and then might stumble, but you got to put your products and your services in front of people that's looking for it. So there are people that's looking to go on trips every day, right? It's $1 trillion industry, right? Or I know for a fact it's $1 trillion industry. So put your information, your services in front of people that are looking for it. And that means you're going to have to get very creative, because there may be a lot of people that have seen the trend already. And we know the trend of travel is like a wave, and that wave is, might be up there. So what you got to do is, the wave is going, you got to find a way. If you're down here starting out, how can I get myself to ride that wave as well? And what it's going to take, it's not impossible, right? It's going to get you getting very creative, innovative, but then also executing the innovation that you're thinking, you're cooking up. Because it doesn't mean anything if you cannot truly execute it. So they got to be creative with, maybe you come up with a unique URL, maybe come up with a unique name to link your stuff to, right? And they get forwarded to people. Pay attention to names. I have a student right now that swears to God that they know everything when it comes to naming, and I'm like, yo, calm down. You don't. When it comes to URL, your URL does not have to reflect your company's name, right? Some people think everything has to be surrounded their branding. If you have a very long name in your URL, is words, you can go to Google and you can look at the usage of a word, and based on the usage of a word can tell you how much a person can really be able to spell it accurately. So if people are misspelling the words that you use for your URL, they're never going to get to your site, right? People don't do that much researching. After a while they type it in, it's wrong, they're on to the next thing, all right? So if you got some long, exaggerated thing, it has to be catchy, something people can easily remember, right? Your URL does not. You can have 1,000 URLs. I think a lot of people get that twisted when it comes to their branding. You can have, every time you come on an idea with a new URL, use it. Just forward it, have it forwarded, because now as you market it, people go to that stuff. You got to make sure that people are able to remember what it is that you're talking about. And I think that's the biggest thing that people think, they get stuck on this branding thing. And like, we get it, your URL is a brandable thing. You may want to brand it, but if your name is too long, your company name is too long, think of something else that relates to your business, is short and catchy, right? That's my answer to that. Should I have a toll-free number? I would tell you that that's a decision that you got to decide. Depends on what business you have, how you conduct business. Having a toll-free number is great. I mean, if you're starting out, money is an issue. I would tell you, definitely get you a Google number. It's free. Get you a local Google number. You can set up a nice professional voicemail service. You can go to the site called www.fiverr.com. Fiverr. That's Fiverr, Fiverr.com. You can get somebody for a couple of bucks to do a voiceover for you. All you do is write out the script of what you want them to say. They send it to you, download it, and you put it right there on Google, and it's free. So now you got a Google number. It's free. Your customer can call that, and then you have a way of screening your calls or what have you. You know what I'm saying? If you're just starting out, if you're a consultant or a consultant like that, it depends on where you're marketing. If you're marketing all over the United States, definitely you might want to invest in a toll-free number. But everyone has cell phones these days too, right? So really, it's no long distance anymore. But if you want to have that image, because that's what it is, it's an image. I think that's one of the things you can do if you want to have that image. Get a toll-free number. And like I said, I can make a quick little guide, and I can push it. Anybody want more information about that, just link me. I can give you some different more resources on that. Got another question's popped up. All right, Ryan asked, when should I get an office and hire someone? Oh, okay. Okay, Ryan, that's a very good question. I would tell you, the office, not right away. Hiring somebody, right away. A lot of people, I don't got the money. As soon as you can find a way to hire somebody, right? hire somebody. And when I say hire somebody, doesn't mean it has to be somebody come to your house or come to wherever, because you say you don't, you might not want to spend the money on the office. But what you can do is get a virtual assistant. You get a virtual assistant, you teach them what all you need to do, how you need to put these ads up, and you do that. You might be paying $300 a month for that. But the little tedious things that you have to do, posting and this and that, now you free up your time. See, time is everything. Talked about it earlier. Value your time. Your time is a valuable asset. So if I can pay somebody $200 or $300 and have them do all the non-sequential stuff that don't really matter to me, like it's important because I got to do it, right? But I can spend more time doing something more important and more urgent in my life. I would rather pay $300. Someone comes to you and say, hey, can I spend a day with you? You know what I'm saying? They're broke. They don't got no money. And they're saying, can I spend a day with you? I'm trying to learn how to do this business. Well, how much money do you need? You know what I'm saying? Like, people rather give you money than they give you time. The smart ones. I'd rather give somebody money before I give them my time. I spend a whole day with you? Ooh, how much money you need? You know what I'm saying? Because if I got to spend a whole day with you, then I can't make no more money. So I'd rather give you some more. If I give you $300, I can make that back. But I can't make back more time. I don't care how much money you got, how powerful you are, what you're doing. You cannot buy more time. You can't get more time. Most valuable asset, right? So get in the office, start your business, start working, create some revenue coming in, some steady, sustainable revenue. Those are mistakes that I learned, because the first thing I always want to do is I want to have an office, because I'm not a businessman if I don't have an office. The first thing from the truth. You got a lot of people that are running some multi-million-dollar businesses and they don't have a permanent office space. So get that out your mind, thinking you have to have an office space, Ryan. You don't, right? You do not have to. But I will tell you, as soon as you can, feasible, when you start generating money and profits, and you see it in your budget, right? And another thing, create a budget, right? And anybody that needs a budget sheet, I can say in the budget sheet that I use, right? Very intuitive. I mean, you plug the numbers in, it plugs everything up, show you profit, loss, and everything, right? All you do is plug numbers in, and it does all the math for you. For those that didn't do good in math in school like me, I just plug the numbers in and it works, right? So, Ryan, I'll tell you, try to hire somebody as quick as you can so they can start doing it. So you got somebody working on the business at least 8 hours a day. I'm telling you, when I did that, when you have somebody 8 hours a day working, you see results, because you're not working your business 8 hours. I promise you won't. A lot of entrepreneurs do not work that way, because they're the boss. Therefore, they believe they don't have to. But if you get somebody and you're the boss on them, you get them 8 hours of productivity. That's when you start seeing visible things. But even with that being said, you got to get your foot in the door, start grinding, making money. So people that believe in your vision come support you. Some people may volunteer a couple of hours. See, one of the things is entrepreneur, we honestly think that we can't get friends and family volunteer. Look, I may not ask you to give me no money, but can you give me some in-kind donation? Oh, what's that? Can you give me your time? I know that you got this day, so you got 5 family members, right? Maybe what if you got 10 or 15 or 20 people in your circle, right? Why can't you get one person to come work for 2 hours, another person come 2 hours? You know what I'm saying? And you do that every day. You get all of you got thousands of people on their Facebook. So that makes you start getting rid of people on Facebook, because you're like, these are my real friends. How many people I can get on Facebook to come and say, look, I got this vision. I'm getting ready to do some big things. I need you to do some in-kind donation to me and volunteer your time. I'll train you in what you need to do. But when this thing takes off, everybody's gonna be good. Everybody's gonna eat. We're gonna all be good. All right. If you don't got those type of people in your circle, you find your circle. You got a business, you setting up by yourself. I have people call me talking about they setting up by themselves. What? Where are your friends at? Where are your friends at? How you setting up stuff by yourself? You got this thing going on. You setting up by yourself. Where your friends at? They call me, ask you for money. They call you to drive them around town, but they won't go and help you set up. They can't follow you to set up. Get rid of people like that expeditiously, right? So, Ryan, I would tell you, if you don't got money right away, sell your vision. Have a meeting at your house, right? Or have a meeting at a coffee shop. Get 10 closest people to you that you know for a fact that got your back, that truly love and care about you. And you say, look, this is what I'm getting ready. This is the direction I'm getting ready to go. Can you please support me in it, right? I'm not asking you guys for no money. Now, somebody might say, look, I ain't got time. I need some money. Ryan, don't turn down the money. When I tell you, don't turn down the money, okay? I don't tell you to turn down the money. What I'm saying to you is you ask for the in-kind. Say, look, can you trade some of your time? Get people that close to you. Can you give me some of your time so I can go make this happen? And guess what? The beauty of it is that a lot of them may say yes. And then you come up with a schedule. Now you got some people that's willing to do certain activity, and they can do it at the comfort of their home for you, right? Put in 1 or 2 hours, making some phone calls on your behalf. It makes you bigger, right? It doesn't make you look like you're some small little company. It makes you bigger, makes people feel a little bit more comfortable with you, and that's how you grow. And then as money starts coming in, you can start paying people. They may be able to get a full-time person, right? But you got to start somewhere, right? And I think that's all the questions. I don't see no more questions. Hold on. Let me see. Any more questions? Any more questions? And the panel closed back up. Any more questions? Look at my chat. All right. That's going to be all the questions that you guys have. Hey, guys, it was great. Positive. Glad you guys asked some questions. I greatly appreciate the time and effort that you came. Hopefully you understand everything we talked about. If you don't, please, you can inbox me directly on my Facebook page, or you can send me an email at info@thinkingforwardinc. I will reply. If you have a question, I'm willing to help you. The first thing I always do, if you want help, you send me an email. I'm going to send you a survey, because I just don't go blindly and I don't estimate and I don't guesstimate and I don't profit lie to nobody. I like to give hard, concrete information, whether you like it or not. That's me. But we can grow together. And that's what this is about, is me growing together. But I have to give you the information. So I have to have certain things in order to be able to come up with a strategy for you to win. Once again, this is Brendan L. Draper, better known as a motivational king. Don't believe me? Just keep watching. Thank you for tuning in to the Think Forward Show. Holla back, y'all.